Jesus is not coming back on clouds in the sky.
So Jesus is not coming back with clouds in the sky. Coming on clouds is an ancient Near Eastern idiom. When a rival army would come your way, the first thing you would see in the distance, right before you saw the army, were clouds of dust on the ground. So when the New Testament talks about how Jesus is coming on clouds, he's coming on clouds, he's coming on clouds, it ain't talking about clouds in the sky. In Luke 21:20, Jesus says, when you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, you will know that its desolation is near. Well, when was Jerusalem surrounded by armies? Right here. So in the year 70 AD, in that generation of people that Jesus was talking to, in Matthew chapter 24, remember when Jesus was talking to those people, in Matthew chapter 24, Jesus was standing right outside of the temple. And Jesus said, this generation shall not pass until all these things have come to pass. Jesus has said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words won't pass away. Well, when Jesus said heaven and earth will pass away, he was talking about the temple he was standing right in front of. Jews did not always mean the physical universe when they spoke of heaven and earth together. In Jewish literature, the temple was a portal connecting heaven and earth. So Jesus had let them know that the Jewish temple they were standing in front of was going to pass away in their generation, in their lifetime. And if the Jewish temple passes away, then the old covenant passes away. And so Jesus then needs to bring a new temple. So in that generation, the Roman army surrounded Jerusalem exactly like Jesus said. And when the Roman army surrounded Jerusalem, Jerusalem saw the Roman army coming on clouds. And when they saw the Roman army coming on clouds, they saw Jesus. What do I mean they saw Jesus? The Greek word is horao. Horao is badly translated in Revelation. And in your Bibles, it will say, behold, he's coming with clouds and every eye will see him. Well, that word see, it can mean see or appear, but it can also mean in its most literal sense to perceive by sight or have the power to perceive by sight. So when Jerusalem was surrounded by the Roman army that came in clouds of dust, Jerusalem understood that the reason why they were being surrounded, they perceived or they understood, they saw that the reason for why this was happening was because of Christ's doing. So the Roman army destroyed Jerusalem. They destroyed the Jewish temple. When they destroyed the Jewish temple, that is when heaven and earth passed away. And that's why John in Revelation says he saw a new heaven and a new earth. So Jesus came to bring a temple. The Jews understood that the Messiah would bring a kingdom and the Messiah would bring a temple. Well, the temple or the kingdom that Jesus came to bring was not of this world. Jesus came to bring a spiritual temple. And that's why Jesus said in John chapter 4 that the time is coming where we won't go to a temple, but one day we're going to worship God in spirit and in truth. Unlike what people think the last days is about, what the last days was really about in its cultural context was about the physical heaven and earth being destroyed, so that you and me and every believer around the world could become living temples, living heaven and earth for God. So the physical temple had to be destroyed so Jesus could establish his true kingdom in spirit and in truth. Jesus already returned, but the second coming of Christ is not the coming that we have expected. The Jews missed the first coming of Christ, and Christians have missed the second coming of Christ because we think that a literal 5'5" Jew is coming out of the clouds and is going to rapture us from IKEA. Jesus did come back on clouds, and it was the clouds of the Roman Empire. And when Jerusalem saw the Roman army coming in clouds, they perceived, or they understood, or they harao, they saw that this was because of Jesus's doing. I talk about more of this stuff in my courses. I have a 3-hour biblical cultural context course. You can get that by going to the link in my bio. The discount code is Bible. And I have a full end times course. The discount code for that is END. E-N-D. I'm off of here, but this is the greatest mystery that the world has never known, that Christ has already returned, and we need people to know about this. Go get my courses in my bio and follow me.